A dawn assault hold the center between beast herds and Sylvan Elves. The beast herds drop everything. Cyclops on the sides. Defensive characters, like the general in a chariot. These are their spells. And totems. Sylvan's Vanguard. And the beast herds start round 1. The beast herd moves forward, particularly in the center, shooting with the Cyclops on the flanks and missing everything, even taking a misfire and a wound on the Cyclops. It stubbed a stone on his foot. That's definitely what happened. The Sylvan's advance, +1 resilience on the shapeshifter general. They take a wound off the Cyclope hair, 2 wounds of the Cyclope hair with arrows. Pathfinders and Heath Hunters responsible for the wounds. A movement buff bound spell on these chariots, now going into turn 2 for beast herds. The shapeshifter flees from a terror charge from the Cyclope. The resilience boost did not give him confidence. An ambushing herd comes onto the table and is going to throw throwing axes at the archers there. The failed charge on the shapeshifter. 5 archers are shot down, but they resist the panic. The Cyclops keep missing their shots, trying to shoot the dragon, of course, and the shapeshifter. These units are buffed with movement, the movement bound. Black wing totem. The Sylvan Elves in their round 2 take Fountain of Youth, get back 4 archers. Breath attack by the dragon kills 5 of the ambushers, but they have Banner of Discipline. Only 1 wound left on this guy. Everything around him is shooting on him. So the Cyclops in general have not hit with any stones or made any difference on the flanks. That has made the battle harder for the beast herds. The Kestrels charged, doing in all 5 wounds and 1 remaining wound on the Cyclope. Since it has 6, it does only 1 wound in return and stands on steadfast. The Cyclope. And the general decides to rally. In the time of the Earl. The Cyclope tried to terror charge the Pathfinders, and they shot it down. beast herd is prepared for long charges there, with the 2 totems on these 2 units of chariots and the wild herd. But the Sylvans retreated a little bit and made the ranges unattractive. The shapeshifter gets charged, stands against the terror this time. The herd charges the flank of these failed charging forest rangers and succeeds. But this herd failed its long charge against the spear elves. It needed 12 on the die because the bounce spell only gave 2 extra speed. And this charge even fails against the treeman. It needed an 8 on Swiss Stride. So the beast herd remains contracted on the left side, while engaging fully on the right side now. Spectral blades. The herd here, because of the next Sylvan round, probably, but it miscasts with 4 force and a -1 miscast modifier, so he forgets the spell for the rest of the game. They get out of the charge range of the dragon here, the ambushers. The shapeshifter is killed outright, stomped down by the Cyclope, but it does 2 wounds to it before. This Cyclope is killed by the Kestrel riders, and the Forest Rangers have 3 killed, doing 1 wound in return, and they flee off the table. Sylvan turn 4 charges the Cyclope and rearranges the rest, moving up towards the objective. Master of Stone is cast on the Magician's unit in the Dark Forest, but a dispel attempt is being contemplated. The ambushers manage a panic test after arrows from the archers. 1 whole chariot is killed from shooting. And the Kestrels got a bad charge, only 1 Kestrel got in. They lost combat but stood after losing 4 wounds. And Awaken the Beast +1 strength did not help the Kestrels. Master of Stone killed 3 in this unit, the Mage Bunker, but they did not have to take a panic test. A public correction announcement. We're now starting on turn 4 for the Beast Herds. And they're charging in. Charging in here. Charging the Chaff. And charging the Mage Wizard Master on the Dragon with 2 chariots. The battle is raging. The 1 Kestrel with 1 wound actually does 2 on the Cyclope, and it flees. The Kestrel does not catch it in pursuit, but there's a panic test on the Wildhorn. And it makes it. If the general is within, and it is. Yeah. Just barely makes the panic test. Yeah. The general killed the 4 blade dancers, dancing the ward save dance, and they fled, and it caught them in pursuit. Turn 4 for Sylvan Elves. The dragon lost 2 wounds, did a couple of wounds in return, and had a stitched up panic test, which it still made. break test on the dragon, of course, it made. The whole horde of herd beastmen fled from one kestrel with 1 wound. It did no wounds to the horde, but didn't lose any wounds itself, and 1 combat. Did not catch it in pursuit. The dragon does a meager effort, as does the mage, in fighting close combat against the chariots, so they stand on a draw. Now on turn 5, the beast herd charges the tree man.
Jag ställer inte upp dem.
Nej, det är okej. The ambushers charge the archers, too close for stand and shoot. And we'll see if the Cyclops rallies. And if these rally. After losing 14 wounds to dangerous terrain as they ran through the enemy fleeing for their lives away from the kestrel knight. The beast herd army somewhat unraveled in turn 4 as the mages, wizards in the beast herd army also fled. After a Master of Stone was cast on them for the 2nd time, they fled their dark, deep forest. The dragon still does no wounds against the chariot. It flees though through 2 enemy combat units, through 2 enemy units, taking DT 3 wounds and dying. The archers were killed after fleeing off the table. 5 were killed, then they fled. The mages flee from the destroyed unit, the chariot, panicking. The mages panicked again. The Briar Beast wins combat against the Spear Elves, they flee and it catches them in pursuit. The Longherds, however, are fighting the Tree Man now. They've charged away from the objective, turn 5. The Tree Man does a Thunderstomp, does 7 wounds, wins the combat, and of course the stubborn herd unit with the BSB does not flee, but it fails its rerollable discipline test to be able to reform into ranks, so they could get ranks to combat res. They fail that. Now round 6. No, round 5, Sylvan Elves. Round 5. The Wild Huntsmen charge and kill the last Cyclops pair. And the battle continues in here. The Longhorn herd still stands on stubborn after losing 4 wounds against the treeman. The Summer's Growth healed 2 wounds on the treeman. A couple of ambushers were shot down. And now the last turn. What can the beast herds do? The objective is in play. The Druids have it so far, but the general is going to charge. +1 resilience is cast on the Druids. The Wild Herd charges the Kestrel, which was chaffing. And the Briar Beast angles for Heath Riders on a 12. 1 too short. But a nice try for a 215 point unit. The Kestrel was killed, and the Druids stood on steadfast, as did the Longhorn with the BSB. The Wild Huntsman charged in and did off with almost the whole unit, but the remaining unit killed all the Wild Riders with a lot of attacks, 30 attacks or something.
330 plus 315.
The general of Beast Herds takes 1 wound, but wins combat,
Skulle på 25% för att få halva poängen, va?
killing 4 Wild Huntsmen, which are not removed there yet.
250.
But both the Wild Huntsmen and the Druids stand on leadership.
Han tog 100.
The Longhorn herd stands on steadfast, and that's the end of the battle. The Druids take the objective.